Vucevic is out there with Williams, and it's DeRozan in at the 3 spot. And for the Lakers. And they have their big 3 all out there. Westbrook at
guys,
the point
it's
with
the
LeBron
Chicago
and Davis at the
Bulls.
4. Malik Monk out there with Howard. Now here's DeRozan, and we know
What
he
you gonna
can
do?
score. He's averaging around 21.5 points a game.
Get that out of
And
here,
the
boy.
rejection by James. Westbrook with it. Now guarded by Vucevic. Westbrook against Vucevic.
Okay.
Vucevic with the
Gets to his
ball.
payback.
Outside LaVine. Drives to the hoop. Look at that.
Oh, ouch.
My goodness. Watch out. And you see why LaVine's been a hard, tough out in the slam dunk contest. Has a natural ability to entertain the audience, and that bounce and athleticism certainly doesn't hurt either.
And that's life above the rim, courtesy of our AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Westbrook kicks to LeBron, and James picks up the foul.
You kidding me?
That's his first foul.
Really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Heads up action there. Reading the play and then beating him to the spot. Well done.
Ball feeling it out a bit. And it's sent
Get out of here, ball.
Get that weak stuff out of here around Howard. Return to sender is what he stamped that one with.
And stolen by LeBron. Right side Westbrook. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Westbrook with the steal. And
Oh, I never seen that camera angle for a dunk.
Doesn't take a lot for AD to get to the rim. With his length, he can throw it down easily.
Bulls have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. DeRozan against James. And Malik Monk is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And now let's revisit that exceptional mobile 1 block.
And right out of the gate, trying to set the tone defensively, you gotta love that energy.
Outside ball. And the Bulls with another miss.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Now, when Lonzo Ball entered the league in 2017, Greg, there were major questions about his shooting. And he struggled, of course.
Don't run like that.
Yeah, and shooting 30% from deep and under 50% at the line. But credit to Lonzo. He's put major work into his stroke, getting that free throw percentage to over 75% during his 4th year in the league. And his three-point numbers, they've also improved greatly.
And here is LeBron after the three-pointer from Zach LaVine. James, the pass to Howard.
Take that.
And Howard with the stuff.
Boy, making the right decision in pick and rolls, the right basketball play, James is excellent at that.
Now Ball. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. Rebounded by the Lakers.
Yeah, Lonzo, you
There
suck.
wasn't much defensive resistance there, guys, but somehow he blew it anyway. Missed opportunity.
Now the pass to Davis. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Williams.
Really, he's just gonna swipe like that?
Passes it to Ball. Tries from 16. Dwight Howard grabs the board.
Boy, just not scoring with the efficiency he'd like to. Tough quarter for him.
Westbrook surveying the D. Pass to Davis.
Sweet move.
Boy, AD showing you how strong and willing to work he is, because that was a difficult bucket there.
DeRozan against James. DeRozan's shot is off.
Boy, he's got to be kicking himself for failing to make that shot. That's money.
Westbrook against Ball. Got a piece of it. And Malik Monk is going to pick up the
Sit
foul.
down.
That's foul number 2 for him.
I think he has to play more conservative from this point on. I mean, that's 2 fouls already.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Ellington's checked in. Outside, ball. Williams, a screen on Westbrook. And there's the call on Howard. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early. And just one more will put him over the limit.
Here's Ball. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Williams finds Vucevic over Howard. Outside, Ball. 5 to shoot. Chicago needs to get off a shot here. Nobody near Williams. And again, no good by Chicago. And it's Davis with the ball for Los Angeles. And going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, an interconference matchup, and these are 2 teams at different ends of the
All right,
spectrum
thank you.
as far as the talent is concerned.
Well, you know, they swept the season series a year ago. The expectation is they'll do the same thing again this time around.
One of the big surprises with the NBA draft, the trade of Russell Westbrook. Westbrook let it be known he was open to another move, and it'll be interesting to see how he fits next to LeBron and AD this season.
And he makes the first. And this must be a time of year, Clark, when teams are still working on their chemistry, everybody getting comfortable with their roles.
Well, you know, hopefully that's been established by now, Kevin. And even this early, you'd like that to be kind of anchored in. There's not a lot of time for the feeling out process in the NBA. You know, once the game starts for real, they come pretty fast and furious. Hey, when it comes to stat sheet stuffers, Westbrook is a stat sheet stuffer.
Bulls trail by 3. Now, here's Ball. No points in the game yet for him. Here's LaVine.
Nice.
Westbrook with it. Now guarded by DeRozan. LeBron outside. Pass to Davis. The shot
No
comes
foul.
out.
That was a
Nice
foul
D from
all
DeRozan.
over him. Yeah.
The pass to Ball. LaVine, a screen on Westbrook. DeRozan against LeBron. They could use a bucket.
Nice.
Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Passes it to Davis.
Give me that.
Down it goes. His third basket. He's now 3 for 4.
And I tell you what, AD is able to brush off those defenders with ease because of how strong he is. That's what they call weight room.
Here's LaVine.
Nice.
And Davis sends it back. Here's Howard.
Come on, get in there.
Good,
Yes.
and the assist goes to LeBron. Howard's got his second bucket of the night.
Oh, this is the kind of
go.
start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
Bulls trail by 7. White, wide open. He fires. That's good, and it's
Okay.
LaVine with the assist.
You know, Zach LaVine is not just a scorer. He's
How you gonna
really
come
good
out in
at
the timeout?
setting up his teammates, too.
James up top. He's guarded by Williams. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation.
And a moment here to check out the stats for DeAndre Jordan. He's right around 5 points a night, 2.5 blocks, and 7 rebounds. And every team wants a scorer to give them a lift off the bench, and that's just what he brings.
Well, he's instant offense. I mean, the game's momentum can be going one way, then bam, his scoring turns the tide.
Now here's LaVine. He's got 5. And White kicks to Jones. Outside, LaVine.
Oh,
5 on the
no
clock.
way.
Buries the long-range jumper. LaVine's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Back up, man.
Back to none. Pass to Ellington. And Zach LaVine gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
Chicago on defense. They trail by 1. And And stolen by White.
And if you really want to make things hard on yourselves, this is exactly how you do it. Turnovers on back-to-back trips down the floor.
3 points.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Chicago.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure
back.
and forcing
Up.
turnovers.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
And here is Ellington after the three-pointer from Zach LaVine. Lock at 6. Here's Davis. Will it go?
Thank you. Over here pushing.
Shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
That is textbook when you're talking a pump fake. Well executed that time by Davis. So good at knowing how to use that shot fake effectively.
The Lakers have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. And the first one at the line is good.
You know, with that combination of strength and length, Davis can easily overwhelm defenders and get himself to the foul line.
And so Anthony Davis nails both of them. Here's LaVine. He's got 11. Outside Bradley. Back to LaVine. And he drives in. And LaVine
Kidding me,
throws
LaVine?
it down.
Yeah, with each passing season, LaVine has grown into a larger role as an offensive player, and this is another huge night for him.
Now here's Anthony.
Back.
Still
Up.
getting
Up.
warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Back to none. Now here's Ellington.
Ooh,
By Green.
get in position.
Here's White. Shoots over Ellington. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
That's his first personal
And
foul.
with Kobe White, you hate to see him settle. He's best when going rim. The defense wins if he takes that mid-range jumper.
Hate when they're in the post, they don't
First free
get in
throw is
position.
good. And Greg with Kobe White, he's a solid shooter, but teams have keyed in on him.
I just want to see him more in attack mode. He's a solid finisher when he gets in there, and it could take his game to the next level.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
None passes to Davis. White against Nunn. And stolen by White. And now here comes Jones leading the break. And the Bulls with another miss. Lakers trail by 4. Davis setting the pick for Nunn. Pass to Anthony. Now Davis. Guarded by Green. Davis down low. Working on Green. And it's Davis missing. White looking around. Kicks it to LaVine. And
Nice.
Jordan sends it back.
Hey, get that weak stuff out of here. Take it home. Jordan is fantastic at rejecting those kinds of shots.
Now here's Ellington. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. None against White. Clock at 4. And stolen by White. Jones with it. Picked up by Davis. Right side LaVine. Jones with the screen on Anthony. Here's LaVine.
Good defense.
Doesn't get it to drop for him. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Anthony finds Nunn. To the inside. Here's Davis.
Boy,
Good
come
finish
on.
at the rack off the slick feet.
Ball act like it didn't want to go in.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Outside Bradley. Dishes it to Green. Banked in off the glass. And the Bulls lead by 4.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
It sort of prevents the D from being as aggressive as they'd like to be against them.
Yeah, because of their shooting ability, they get a little more space than the average point guard. Maybe they'll miss a shot from the floor, but if you send them to the line, those points are almost guaranteed.
Nunn passes to Ellington. Davis against Jones. Davis down low.
Get in there. Come on.
As it goes. Davis has got 12.
Well, I tell you what, it's rare that you see a big man with offensive skills like Davis has. He is a talented, rare player.
Now here's LaVine. It's tipped. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain.
Ain't no alley-ooping up in here.
Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. A look at Chicago. They've had a very slow start to the season so far, down in the bottom half of the conference. .102 left in the first quarter. Shot clock at 6. They get it again.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Going inside.
Are you kidding me?
Back by White.
And I love seeing White use that athleticism on defense. Great hustle to swat that shot.
Man, what a pass that was there. He really, really relishes making the game easier for his teammates.
And here is Los Angeles now, after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. There's the pass to Jordan. Back to Anthony. Jordan, pick for Anthony. And
thank you.
Foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And, you know, Carmelo Anthony is a special player, guys. A bulky, small forward with a quick trigger release and elite score.
It's his first trip to the line.
Hello, Anthony. At the line for 2.
That's good from Anthony. Bulls making a switch here. And Anthony drops them both. And here's White. He'll bring it up for Chicago.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little.
What?
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid
He initiated
underneath as
that.
he got to the spot, too.
That was an offensive foul.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
And, you know, with those numbers, he makes a defender hesitant to get too tight on him. I mean, he doesn't want to get whistled for the foul and put this guy on the line.
First free throw is good.
The athleticism and blinding speed White possesses is impressive. This guy plays with a lot of moxie.
And both free throws good for White. And here's Westbrook. This game we saw him score 13. With 4 seconds on the clock.
Let's get it. Oh,
And
no.
it's good off the
I gave him the last
You
seconds.
know, Westbrook is dangerous from everywhere, and he seems to be quite comfortable operating in the mid-range, too.
And so it's Zach LaVine making things happen for the Bulls. He put together quite a quarter, 13 points in all. And he looks to be planning for more. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Oh, he ain't. We stopping him.
We got to do it together, and I think that's more important than scoring any points or doing anything else is leadership, and that's where I got to find my niche and try to lead the guys.
Break leadership, an area where Westbrook, I think, feels he's growing.
And with his motor, he's always been a culture setter. But bringing your teammates along is also about setting the tone for collaboration.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And taking a look at Chicago's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Showing a lot of confidence in their rotation. They went right to that bench when they needed points.
And you know, when the bench is playing such a big role early, that certainly allows the starters to stay fresh throughout the game.
Out of here.
So the Bulls 5 right now. They've got Vucevic all out there with Green. Then it's DeRozan, and it's Williams at the 4 slot. Now here's Westbrook. Steady offensive output from him, averaging more than 16 points a game. Great D that time from Vucevic.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Here's Green. Pass to DeRozan. Over Monk. DeRozan gets the bucket. DeRozan's got the lead up to 6 now for the Bulls.
You know, guys,
That was pretty
I look
much a
at DeMar
mismatch.
DeRozan, and I think he's one of the very best at making tough shots. I mean, the defense is draped all over him, and he still finds a way to get it up and down.
Now here's Westbrook. And down the road, Greg, which current player might make for the best coach?
Well, I'm always partial to the point guard. And if you're looking for leadership, man, Chris Paul, Mike Conley, those guys I think are destined to coach. I think LeBron would be a great one as well. But I got a sneaky suspicion he'd just rather own the team.
Here's DeRozan to the middle. It's deflected. Rejected by Howard. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter.
Give me that
David Aldridge.
green light.
He's in love with three-pointers, but DeMar DeRozan remains true to his game. He says, if I see 100 people walking left, that doesn't mean I'm going to do the same. I see this clear path and want to stay right. Shooting threes, I feel like I'm settling. Whereas I think anytime I drive,
Get out of here,
I'm
ball.
going to score or get fouled. Kevin, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, but D.A., I love that strategy. Thanks for that story. Here's Westbrook following the basket by Lonzo Ball. Westbrook with it. Ball with the rebound. Ball's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That'll be his second
called out a
foul
block.
of the game.
Second team foul.
That would have been a charge against us.
Anthony Davis is checked in for Anthony. And the Bulls making a change here as well. Zach LaVine's checked in for Green. Westbrook against Ball, poked away. And so the ball out of bounds. Davis touched it last.
And a moment here to look at the numbers for Davis. First in blocks, second in field goal percentage, and ranked among the top 10 in scoring. He can fill it up with the best of them.
He has been a human highlight reel all season long. Clearly the best shot blocker in the game right now, and he has the numbers to back it up. Shot clock at 5, and the foul called on Russell Westbrook.
Look, guys, I caught committing all these fouls.
Foul of the game.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Ellington's checked in, and a change for the Bulls. Jones is checked in. Jones with the screen on Westbrook. Here's Ball, and block. Goes careening off the glass.
Hey, the athleticism of Westbrook not only on display offensively, he can throw shots out of there too.
Pass to Davis. On the wing, Ellington. No good with the triple. The Bulls leading by 5. Williams passes to LaVine. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Outside, Jones. Vucevic setting the pick for LaVine. Back to Jones. Just 2 to shoot. Williams for 3.
No way.
And that comes off the assist by Jones. And the Bulls
Defense
lead
all
by
over
8.
him.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
Westbrook passes to Davis.
Come on.
14 points for Davis.
Good positioning that team, working the pick and roll beautiful.
Ball dishes to Williams. Knocks it
Nice.
loose and stolen by Ellington. And now the fast break. Westbrook with the ball. He kicks it to Ellington. And the officials have called the illegal screen right there. And now the 2K leaderboard, a list of the teams that have rebounded the ball tremendously over the last 10 games. The Lakers
screen
number
my
1.
butt.
What a show of strength in terms of rebounding. I mean, they've really controlled the glass here of late, playing with some extreme physicality.
Ball against Westbrook.
Doing all that
by
dribbling.
Westbrook. Pass to Monk. Outside Westbrook. He dishes it to Ellington. He takes it in. Davis.
That should have been an and one.
In battle with Davis inside. I mean, he's got really tremendous strength and agility and a nice touch.
Lakers shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board, 77% collectively.
And guys, that allows their opponents to play very aggressive defense if they choose to, knowing it's not a bad thing to send them to the foul line.
And that one falls for Davis. And the Lakers making a change here. Jordan's checked in. That one misses.
You know, back in 2012, the Orlando Magic decided to move on from their franchise player Dwight Howard. They traded him in a mega deal involving 4 teams, receiving 6 players and 4 picks.
Vucevic setting the pick for LaVine. And Malik Monk is going to pick up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
They flopping, ref. They flopping.
The 4th team foul.
Ooh, how did I get
Lakers
that?
on D. Ball kicks to Williams. 6 to shoot. Back to Ball. Over Westbrook.
Boy, excellent job that time by Westbrook to challenge without foul.
Can't from the high post.
And in that Dwight Howard deal, one of the pieces the Magic acquired, a 22-year-old center by the name of Nikola Vucevic.
And Vucevic only averaged 5 points a game as a rookie, Greg, but what a pickup Vucevic will turn out to be. Staying with Orlando for a long time and ultimately becoming an all-star. He's a highly productive player in the center
That's his
position.
2nd personal
Great
foul.
teamwork punctuated by a strong finich.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. So for the
He ain't
Bulls,
even touch her.
Bradley's checked in for Vucevic, and it's Kobe White in for Lonzo Ball.
And Kevin, you tend to forget this about LaVine. I mean, he's still so young. You feel like he's been in the league forever.
Now, here's Monk. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Stolen by LaVine. And Malik Monk is going to pick up the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game, and due to the bonus, we'll head to the line for 2. For Chicago, they haven't yet missed a free throw. 5 for 5.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And that's a little better than they did last year free throw line.
Free throw good, LaVine. You know, Greg, I was just thinking about Zach LaVine and his age. He's just now in his mid to late 20s.
And he's grown so much since that rookie year. Excited to see what numbers he can put up as he gets ready to enter into his prime.
Kendrick Nunn, he's checked in for the Lakers. Well, Clark, with the success of the play-in tournament, Commissioner Silver pushing for a mid-season tournament with the winning team earning $1 million per player.
You know, Kevin, adding additional games I think would be a challenge. I'm not quite sold on that, but I do know that $1 million would incentivize role players. The question is whether or not
You get y'all double team, man.
as motivated to add more games in the middle of the season. High percentage look that time from Anthony Davis, and that's one he rarely misses.
Outside, White. Jones with the screen on Nunn. Here's White. Takes it inside, and he converts the layup. White's got the lead back up to 10 now.
Nice defense, guys.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Back to Nunn. Westbrook against White. Westbrook passes to Davis. Over Williams.
Come on now. Can't stop him.
Davis has got 19 points.
I love the spirit he's shown tonight, particularly on the offensive end.
Well, I tell you what, the hole would be a lot deeper if he wasn't being as efficient as he's been so far.
Now here's LaVine. 15 points in the game. And here we go. Fast break. Ellington's got the ball. Jordan kicks to Ellington. Lakers working the ball around now. Back to Nunn. Just 5 to shoot. And here's Westbrook from the arc. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
I mean, they went into that one with the thought that they may have a chance. No.
It wasn't pretty. That's definitely the case. I mean, I know
Nice
they'd
D.
like
Way to force the
scrub
shot.
that game from their memories and actually erase it from the hard drive.
Now, here's Nunn. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Westbrook, a screen on LaVine. And there's the drive. Davis finds Westbrook. And
there we go.
Falls coming off of Davis's speed. 6 points for Russell Westbrook.
You know, so often we see Westbrook with the ball driving or pulling up off the dribble. He can catch and shoot it just as well.
Baseline jumper. Got it. Nice one there from LaVine. And the Bulls lead by 8.
Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
Bam.
Lakers trail by 8. James looking around. Davis inside. DeRozan defending. Outside for Jordan. It's stolen by DeRozan. Deflects the pass. On the wing, LaVine. Trying to find Bradley. Gets it to him. Outside, Jones. Here's LaVine. And that
There's no
comes
way.
off the assist by Jones. Jones has got 3 assists now in this one. And Nunn has got the ball here for the Los Angeles Lakers. It's a 10-point game. And following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Bucks in Milwaukee. They hit the road with that, the first of a 5-game run. Now here's Davis. 19 points in the game.
That's off them.
And it's out of bounds. The Lakers able to retain possession here. A chance to check out Los Angeles' upcoming schedule. On Wednesday, they'll take on Chris Middleton and the Milwaukee Bucks. Then on Friday, they'll be matching up with Al Horford and the Boston Celtics.
Well, these guys, without a doubt, are oozing with confidence. I mean, they've been playing well at home. They've played well away from home, so they're going to be tough to contend with moving forward.
6 on the shot clock. Here's Nunn.
Bringing a competitive energy to the defensive end. White stays connected to his man and plays with active hands.
DeRozan passes to LaVine. Kicks to Jones. On the wing, DeRozan. Jones with the screen on James. And it's Chicago scoring again.
You know, they'll put the ball in DeRozan's hands and run the pick and roll all day long. He's phenomenal at getting good shots in that set.
LeBron dishes to Ellington. James a screen on LaVine. There's the drive. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up.
Time they call
Officials on the call
fouls.
with the foul.
And let's take
Ain't
a
getting
look
no
at some
calls.
numbers for LaVine. Averaging about 24 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. It's hard to wrap your head around numbers like these, but that is just what he delivers night in and night out.
You know, it's so easy for us to take him for granted, to get spoiled with what he does. I think we've got to be more appreciative of the kind of impact this man has in the game he plays.
Anthony's checked in for Anthony Davis. And a change for the Bulls. Green, he's checked in for LaVine. And so he makes both from the line. 1:50 left in the first half. Green, the pass to Bradley. Back to Green. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
And the first one drops.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
One way to protect the lead, knock down those free throws, and 100% free throwing for the quarter, that's superb.
Russell Westbrook's checked in for Wayne Ellington. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. Westbrook finds none. Westbrook with a screen for none.
Come on now.
Good. And the
We need to do some more pick and rolls.
And the basket from Anthony.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the 3 spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside.
Here's DeRozan, and DeRozan throws it down.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
And LeBron throws it down.
Speed and power and the ability to finish with both hands make LeBron James's drives deadly.
Jones sets the pick for DeRozan.
Look at that D.
They get a hand
Doing
on
all
it.
that dribbling.
Lets it go from 11.
Come
and
on.
the Bulls tack on 2 more.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Anthony.
Get him in the air. That's how you do it.
To freeze the D. Anthony's got 4 this quarter.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Now DeRozan. Last game, 26 points. Into the lane. Great D that time from Jordan. And so it's the Chicago Bulls ahead by 9.
Sure, you was making. All right, we need a better second half here.
And they've created a bunch of turnovers with that terrific D. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Nick, what changed as the first half continued?
We toughened up a little bit. They were getting a lot of easy points, a lot of points around the paint, around the basket, and we just started playing more aggressive, playing hard on the defensive end, and that got us going offensively too. So we just got to keep doing that, play hard, and should be fine.
Keeping the paint tight is key. Thanks very much, Nick. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
Hello, everybody. Let's start out with a look at the recently announced Players of the Week. In the West, Damian Lillard.
It's a privilege to watch Lillard when he's on this type of streak. Has tremendous range, loves to pull defenders out into deep waters. That sets up the drive. He could take over a game in a heartbeat, and he's doing it with regularity.
All right, and discussing that first half now, Zach LaVine just seemed to be everywhere, really leading the charge.
You could have called it a vintage Shaq performance. Definitely wouldn't call it a Kitty performance. Kitty's never had a performance. Anyway, he's pouring in the points. He's been on fire. Quite a game already. Let's see if he stays hungry in the second half.
And that'll do it for the halftime show. Shaq, what grade do you give our show?
Ernie, perfection. My highest grade yet, a check plus.
Is that how you always got graded, Jack?
Well, that and A+ honor roll. Don't tell nobody how smart I am, but do have 4 degrees.
Thus, the second half of this game still to play. You look at Zach LaVine, he's really been playing well.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of him.
And they have their
Get out of here,
big throw
Lonzo.
out there. Westbrook at the point with LeBron and Davis at the forward. Howard is out there with none. That's the Laker 5. Now here's Ball. Following the miss by Russell Westbrook. Outside, Ball. Vucevic a screen on none. The drive by Ball.
Come on, Lonzo.
And it's sent back by Howard. Hands are the
Trying to
ball
be driving in the paint.
Howard touched it last. His shot was hindered by that momentous mobile one block.
Oh,
And that has
Westbrook
got
got
to
that
help
block.
the morale of this team. Let's see if that sets up a run here.
And the Lakers making a change here. Monk's checked in. And so here is Chicago. They've held a 12-point lead early. And James
was on the
picks up
shot clock.
That's his second.
That'll be
personal
his second foul of the game.
First team foul.
Stop getting in foul trouble here.
And there's the pass to Williams. Now here's LaVine. His three-pointers off the mark.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure. But unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Now here's LeBron. And DeRozan sends it back.
Anytime DeRozan can come up for the block, gets the whole team.
Give me that
And
green
Westbrook
light.
He might not have the long range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
Mark, one of the things that separates DeRozan from other two guards, his back-to-the-basket game.
Well said, Kevin, and you're right. I mean, he says every time I shoot a turnaround, I feel like nobody can get to it. He's got excellent footwork, can really get off the floor.
Okay, whatever.
And
It was a nice play, but whatever.
move that made guys like Bernard King a real problem to guard, and I speak from experience on that, folks. King was lethal scoring the ball.
The drive by James.
Well, that's one man never afraid to punch it. Give LeBron a path to the bucket, and the finish is going to be something in a poster.
LaVine kicks to DeRozan. Vucevic setting the pick for DeRozan. Westbrook with the steal. Driving in. Feeds it to Davis.
Excuse me?
Stolen by Ball. Passes to DeRozan.
You jumped too soon, James. Too soon.
LaVine's got his third assist on the night. Lakers trail by 8. James outside. Back to Westbrook. Now, here's Monk. Tight defense on him. 6 to shoot. Here's Davis. It's stolen by DeRozan. LaVine wide open. A putback, and it's put back in by Vucevic.
Yeah, you know, one of the best parts of Nikola Vucevic's game is his great body, excellent hands, and the high motor makes him an outstanding rebounder.
It's going to be out of bounds.
Why do they get successful steals?
Driving inside. Monk, Howard, and Davis wide open. He shoots.
Defensively, though, much improved here in the second half. They've limited the open looks, making them work for everything.
Ball with it. Westbrook picks him up, and they pick up 2. And now a 12-point Chicago lead.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Monk kicks to Davis. Poked loose. Back to Monk. 4 on the clock. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. And here's Davis for 3. That doesn't go either for Davis. The Bulls leading by 12. Now here's Ball. Williams a screen on Westbrook. Here's Ball. And
get out of here.
Right out of the air and controls it. DeRozan against LeBron. Back to Westbrook. Pass to Monk. And here is Davis. He's guarded by Williams. To end the drought. Here's Howard.
Good dunk on.
With the stop.
There are not many better on the offensive glass than Howard. He's a flat-out beast, especially if you don't box him out.
All right, fans, get on your feet.
An efficient scorer, understands the offense, moves without the ball so well. That's why he's top 5 in field goal percentage. Now, here's Ball. And here's DeRozan. A rebound by the Lakers. Howard's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Westbrook passes to LeBron. Davis against Ball. And it's Davis finishing it off.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, G8, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly
You're not making that.
And it's Vucevic missing.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now here is Davis.
Thank you.
He's got 21. And the foul on Patrick Williams. That'll be his second foul of the game.
I ain't even call timeout. Hey.
Los Angeles calls timeout. With loudest.
Outside Westbrook. Lobs it up for Jordan. Down to 5 on the shot clock. There's Ball with the 3. Good on the three-point shot. Ball's got his second basket of the night. And a closer look here at the hustle stance for the Bulls.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
And so White will bring it up for the Bulls.
Thanks, Bogo, for calling a timeout. We was
moving the ball around. Here's Vucevic. It's good. Great play.
He had a rhythm going.
Vucevic has got the lead up to 13 now for the Bulls. LeBron James on the wing. DeRozan defending. DeRozan against James.
Get out here, DeRozan.
James has got 9. How about this combination? Strength of a center and guard skills. LeBron James remains the game's most difficult wing to defend inside.
And James picks up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
Man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
And the Lakers making a change here. Nunn's checked in. Chicago also making some changes. Tony Bradley's checked in.
Oh, you should have had that.
And it's Green in for Ball. Now, here's DeRozan. He's got 10. Good D by Jordan.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure, but unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
On the wing, James. Vucevic defending. Pass to Monk. Jordan sets the pick for Monk.
The buzz, all right. Come on, let's go.
9 points on the basket from DeAndre Jordan.
Boy, evolving over time, this part of his game. When Monk does look to set up his teammates, that's a big asset.
Now here's White. 11 points in the game. It's Bradley on the wing, covered by Anthony. Now here's Green. Out of DeRozan for 3. It doesn't go for him. And the Lakers take it the other way.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Anthony, the pass to James.
What?
Chicago grabs the miss.
Well, you know, you'd like to see a little more effort there defensively, but maybe they wanted him to take that shot, baited him into it.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Well, when you look at the assist total,
11-point game, or down 11.
The better team.
Chicago
About to be down 12.
Jones is checked in.
One shot.
And that one falls for White.
And DeRozan, a free agent this past offseason, took his time to find the right fit in terms of who he would sign with, ultimately choosing Chicago in a big victory for the Bulls.
Now here's James. He's got 9.
What?
And the rejection by Bradley. And there's the call on James. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
That's his 4th personal foul. The 4th team foul.
Why did it do it like
Bulls
that?
leading by 12. Green in the post. Monk defending. White the pass to Bradley. Outside DeRozan. To the paint. Here's White. And White with the stuff.
Boy, DeRozan showing you good recognition there. Saw the gap in the defense and fired the pass to the wide open man. Doesn't get much better than that.
Now, here's Nunn. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet.
Foul, Kendrick Nunn. That's his 3rd personal foul.
Bulls have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances.
At the line for the Bulls, Kobe White. Taking 2 shots.
The first one falls. And both free throws good for White. Lakers trail by 16. Up top, Monk, guarded by Green. Anthony against DeRozan. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Great shooters, boy.
Kidding me now.
Break you down the stretch. Here's the league's top shooters right now. Anthony Davis is second. And, of course, DeMar DeRozan.
You can't say enough about these two guys shooting this season. Both their percentages, just incredible stuff.
Green dishes to DeRozan. Jones with the screen on James. From 17 feet out. Buries the jump shot. DeRozan's got 4 points this quarter.
Well, you can see the excitement in DeRozan's eyes when he gets these opportunities. I mean, he's a knockdown threat from there.
LeBron passes to Nunn. Now, here's Monk, guarded by Green. Shot clock at 6. Here's Anthony. And the Lakers with another miss.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Jones dishes to DeRozan. Back to Jones. The 3. It's held in by Los Angeles. Jordan's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Outside Anthony. 1:35 left in the 3rd quarter. And that misses badly.
Air the mess out of that. Come on.
Outside Green. And the pass to DeRozan. That will fall for his 7th bucket. 7 for 15 in this game.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
It's stolen by Bradley. Passes it to White. 44 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Clock at 6. Back to Jones. From outside, off the mark.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
James finds none. Nunn with the screen for LeBron. And there's the call on Jones. And that'll be his third
I call it something.
That's his third personal foul. Second team foul. Coming onto the floor for the Bulls.
Seconds left in the third. White against Nunn. Monk sets the screen for Nunn. Just 3 to shoot on the wing. Monk looking to end the run. And that one is off. The 3 quarters of play all in the books. And this one all but over already. It's the Bulls opening up a huge gap. Live from the Staples Center, you're watching 2K Sports.
Hold your ground. Don't let him back your way in. Just hold your ground. The other thing, too, is once he picks the ball up, he's not going to shoot it. If he does, just stay down on him.
I like the way the Donovan's conveying that scouting report to his guys.
I mean, knowing how your opponent plays is
Well, there goes our winning streak.
He's on point on this one.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. So for Chicago right now, White and LaVine on the wings. Williams is out there with Vucevic, and it's Ball in at point guard. Williams with the ball, picked up by Davis. Here's Ball, and Davis sends it back.
No, sir, don't bring that in here. AD having none of that. What an imposing figure he is defensively.
Westbrook with the bucket.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
Williams, a screen on Anthony. Here's LaVine, and the jam by LaVine.
And over the years, LaVine has put on the muscle, which helps him on those challenging finishes at the rim.
Now here's Anthony. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Low block shot.
You missed that.
Vucevic. Vucevic rebounds now tonight. Inside. And Vucevic throws it down.
Good vision that time by Ball. You leave somebody open around him, and he's going to get the ball to him.
Monk, the pass to Davis. Anthony sets the pick for Davis.
And one.
And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take him.
At the line for Los Angeles, Anthony Davis. One shot.
And that one falls for Anthony Davis. And Clark, you played in a very physical era. What do you think about the way fouls are called right now?
I really don't have a problem with it, Kevin. I mean, some of the fouls that were allowed in years past, way back in the 70s and 80s, I mean, those were borderline flagrant 3 kind of fouls. The game was more physical, and it was accepted as such, but I don't know if that was necessarily good for the game. I think now the way they have it set up and the way it's officiated as it relates to physicality and flagrant fouls, yeah, it may be a little bit too far the other way, but I think it's the right balance overall.
Now here's Vucevic. Zach LaVine unable to get his last shot to go. Here's Ball. And he dumps it right on Malik Monk. Oh, man.
Man, I like Ball's fantastic body control there. Really hard to knock him off balance. He's really quite good at converting shots through contact for such a young player.
LeBron's checked in for the Lakers.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
Now, here's Howard. Back to Davis. Howard with a screen on Williams. That's tipped. Howard with it. Now guarded by Vucevic. And here's Westbrook from the arc, and it's White with the rebound. White's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. spins. Ball no good. And so James will bring it up for Los Angeles. And in this era of player empowerment, Clark, do you think star players have ever had more leverage than they do today?
No question they have not. With social media, the platforms players have been able to build, the following the NBA has, not just domestically, but globally, all of that has converged to give players a significant amount of power. And not to discount the fact that players are more aware and educated in so many of the business aspects of the game than I've ever seen them, and that's an encouraging sign from my perspective.
Now, here's Monk, following the miss by Lonzo Ball. Monk kicks to Davis. And it's slammed in by Davis.
Can't say enough about his individual performance. I don't think you can overstate it. I mean, even if the all-around team effort's been lacking, this guy's been on top of things.
And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Outside, White. An easy 2 points.
Why you didn't put your hand up?
White's got 9 points here in the second half.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Now here's Davis. Davis with a screen on LaVine. Trying to get open is Davis. James with the buckets.
Tell you what, if he's within shouting distance of the basket, he's going to get his buckets. You can count on that.
For 3, LaVine. That falls.
How are you making these?
From Ball. Ball's got 5 assists in the game. For Los Angeles, they've gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Howard setting the pick for Davis. Driving to the basket. And this August, the Summer League was back in Las Vegas, Greg, and that's where you're from. That's where you played. How pleased are you to see your hometown become a mecca for the game in the offseason?
Oh, it is such a proud moment for me, born and raised here, growing up here. And quite honestly, I'm just thrilled that we have Summer League again. After what we've gone through, partner, it is just a breath of fresh air to get back to focusing on the little things.
And some changes here for the Lakers. Horton Tucker's checked in for LeBron. Ellington comes in for Malik Monk. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Chicago also making some changes. Troy Brown's checked in for Zach LaVine. Green comes in for Kobe White. And it's Dosunmu in for Lonzo Ball. Now here's Dosunmu. Pulls up, high post. And that one hits back iron.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure. But unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Here's Rondo. Knocked loose. And now in transition, here's Williams. Here we go. Vucevic the pass to Dosunmu. The dish now to Green. Brown against Rondo. Just 5 on the clock. From deep. And it's Anthony Davis with the rebound. And it's Davis with the ball for the Los Angeles Lakers. This is to Rondo. Pass to Horton Tucker. Outside Rondo. And it's Davis finishing it off.
He just powered that
one of the game's top dunkers.
Absolutely salivates when he attacks the rim.
Now here's Green. He kicks it to Brown. Even with the offensive explosion we saw last year, Clark, there were some elite defensive teams. Which team do you think has the toughest D in the NBA right now?
Well, I think you could lean towards the Sixers for what I evaluate. I mean, they had 2 Defensive Player of the Year candidates last season in Embiid and Simmons. And Simmons is as versatile and tough a defender as there is in the league. They set the tone for the rest of the team. And you can't discount the Golden State Warriors either. When you've got a guy like Draymond Green and other good defenders with him, that team can be pretty stingy defensively too.
And Los Angeles with some changes. LeBron's checked in for Talen Horton Tucker. Kendrick Nunn comes in for Wayne Ellington. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Lonzo Ball is checked in for the Bulls. Davis down low, working on Williams. And the foul on Patrick Williams. That's his third foul of the game. So for the Bulls, DeMar DeRozan comes in for Troy Brown. And Zach LaVine subbed in for Green.
DeMar DeRozan. Zach LaVine.
And here is Los Angeles now. Here's Westbrook. Shot clock at 6. Over Ball. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Vucevic has got his 5th rebound in this one. Pass the Ball. Williams, a screen on Westbrook. Here's Ball. James against DeRozan. Here's Vucevic. And again, Chicago.
Knew he wasn't making
no
that.
Good. Lakers have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Westbrook passes to Nunn. Davis with a screen on LaVine. Nunn kicks to Davis. Vucevic with the block.
Get that weak stuff out of here. You can't come weak like that against Vucevic. He's going to send it back at you.
Back to DeRozan. Vucevic the pass to LaVine. He dishes it to DeRozan. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Monk's checked in for the Lakers.
Now into the lineup for your Lakers.
And Los Angeles guys shooting well. 50% from the floor. Westbrook against Ball. And the call will be against Lonzo Ball.
Thank you.
That is his first foul of the game. And back in the day, Greg, Allen Iverson got criticized for devaluing practice. Now we've got healthy players sitting out of games. Has load management gone too far, you think?
Not a practice, but a game. We got guys missing games, Kevin. There's no doubt about it. But honestly, I'm really all for load management in this regard. If I owned a team and I had to invest $200 million in a player, I want to do everything I can to prolong my investment. And the reality is we've got our stars playing at unprecedented lifts at higher levels later in their careers. So I'm all for doing what we can to prolong the careers of our very best players.
Boy, Vucevic, so solid in all fundamentals of the game and really an outstanding passer for a big guy.
Williams against Davis. Trying to end the drought. Back to Monk. Fires the 3. They get it back. Tries yet again. He swipes the ball away again. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end.
Los Angeles has gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. The pass to Davis. Back to James. Just 5 to shoot. Davis sets a screen. From past the arc.
Just not going in.
No good.
One made 3 formed for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
The shot by Williams, no good. And it's Westbrook with the ball. He brings it up for Los Angeles. Over Williams. Westbrook kicks to James. And the Lakers with another turnover
Kidding me, game. Oh my God.
Hamilton's checked in for Monk, then for the Bulls. Bradley's checked in for Vucevic, and it's Green in for Williams. Chicago has gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. Outside, Ball. Bradley a screen on LeBron. Tipped away. Westbrook with the steal. James outside. Back to Westbrook. 6 to shoot. It's stolen by Green.
2 minutes
the ball.
remaining in this ball game. 2 minutes.
Kicks to LaVine. Bradley sets the pick for LaVine. Over Davis. And again, Chicago. No good. For Los Angeles, they've gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the fourth quarter. We're seeing a lot of top high school players.
Oh, now we get the bonus.
Over college now, Greg. What's your advice to top young players on their path to the NBA?
And, well, Kevin, I think you just answered it. It's their path. And I don't think the same path is right for everybody. There are going to be a lot of talented young men and women who want to go to college for the experience, for the environment, for the networking, right? You're going to make some of the best friends you'll ever have on a college campus. Having said that, though, some kids aren't in the college, in the school. They want to just go and pursue their passion and their craft, and that's why I think the G League and the developmental leagues that are out there are so good for these young players.
Now here's Jones.
Oh, crap.
Back to Ball. And Ball slams it in.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Chicago.
The differential in assists led to a lot of open looks, and it also helped to get more guys involved in the offense easy.
And they made the defense adjust, but they just couldn't come up with an answer.
And now,
Yep, the Bulls the one to end our win streak.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just the 2 gamers since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And guys, one of the steady and outstanding players putting in another impressive performance, it was a big-time outing for Zach LaVine.
Well, I can't recall a play that he wasn't involved in. He was so involved in so many plays tonight, a force on both ends.
Ball dishes to DeRozan. And he lobs it up toward the rim. It's stolen by Davis. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Ellington from outside. Green with the rebound. Ball with it.
Well, our win streak lasted. I think we went 13. Got our loss here.
And so
we got to bounce back the next game.
And by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about
win streak comes to an end.
Home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Zach. There's been some tough losses of late, but tonight you got the win. How resilient is your group?
You got to be a pro. You got to come out here and do what we got to do our job. And, we find out we had to get this win. We got to stop losing these games that we can win. And, we got to get back on track.
Well, this is step 1, man, in that process. So congrats. Back to you.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now, our New Balance Player of the Game, Zach LaVine.
Davis ended up with 30. James wasn't even scoring at all. I got the Bulls. They were killing us. LaVine was killing us. But anyways, some Frills reliable source. Like, comment, subscribe. Our win streak is over. See you guys in the next video. Peace.